Hello friends! In this video you'll see how the actors of the TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer 1997-2003 have changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then and what's with them now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Spike, James Marsters, was in a love relationship with Drusilla, thanks to whom he became a vampire. He's earned a reputation for being a fearsome and ruthless vampire, but meeting Buffy also brought out another side of him as a compassionate and warm-hearted guy. Willow Rottenberg is endowed with strong witchcraft powers and has also worked well with Buffy to help resist vampires and demonic forces. She's noted for her good-naturedness and ability to emotionally abstract and think soberly. Ruben Giles, Anthony Head, has been one of the weighty members of the Scooby Gang for some time and has also become an important man in Buffy Summers' life. He has good restraint and is capable of showing mercy. Giles also helped with Scooby's training. Xander Harris, Nicholas Brandon, was one of Buffy's close friends. He has a cheerful disposition and good nature. He was burdened by the fact that he is an ordinary person without any superpowers and that he will not able to save loved ones because of this. Anya Caulfield Ford was engaged to Xander and also helped members of Buffy's team. She was characterized by being tactless and had a rather difficult time settling down in the human world, having previously had a demonic essence. Anya has a good memory. Angelus had a mutual romantic attraction to Buffy, and before that was an extremely vicious vampire who took pleasure in torturing his victims. After the curse, he became more distant and unlikely to be outspoken. The role is performed by David Boreanaz. Dawn Summers is Buffy's only sister. She is a self-sufficient girl who has a strong inner core and can remain steadfast in her actions and decisions. Able to improve herself, Dawn has been endowed with a ball of vibrant energy, played by Michelle Trachtenberg. Joyce Summers is the biological mother of Buffy and Dawn. She can be attentive to details, at times stern, and she was concerned about her children, but she also tried to remain a friend to them. She could be sarcastic at times, played by Kristen Sutherland. Oz, Seth Green, had a romantic relationship with Willow. He is able to perceive many things, even unusual ones, quite calmly and somewhat philosophically. Oz is not prone to selfishness and has a rather serious approach to many situations. He can play the guitar. Andrew Wells, Cyrus shared the Mirror's beliefs, but then took the side of good as part of the Scooby. He was at times difficult to understand and at times could not separate fantasy from reality, played by Tom Lang, who was also a vampire Cyrus. Cordele Chase worked with Buffy for a while on Angel Investigations, through which she became a visionary, which significantly influenced her. Sometimes she didn't know the sense of measure and could say whatever she thought. She was played by Charisma Carpenter. Tara McClay, Amber Benson, was romantically involved with Rottenberg and also became part of the Scooby Gang, where she interacted well with Buffy. She has witchcraft abilities, but knows the measure and tries to use power only when it's really necessary. Riley Finn, Mark Lucas, has been romantically involved with Buffy for some time and has also been an active contributor to her team. He can easily get along with people, can be extremely polite and tactful. Riley is not prone to betrayal, and you can rely on him. Jonathan Learnson was a Sunnydale High School student who also became one of the trio, but even as part of it, he was not particularly popular or important. He was not as violent as his allies and eventually helped Buffy stand up to them, played by Danny Strong. Faith had a good friendship with Buffy Summers, with whom she was also listed as a Slayer, before it defected to Wilkins. She had a sexuality and often behaved rather promiscuously and could approach things carelessly. The role is performed by Eliza Dushku. Principal Snyder worked closely with Richard Wilkins and ran Sunnydale High School for several years. Control and discipline were paramount to him, and he was not a man who would make concessions. A sign of baldness. The role is performed by Armin Shimmerman. Drusilla, Juliet Landau, was turned into a vampire by Angelus. She had psychological problems, could feel affection and love for animals, but was unable to show proper care for them. Had a long-term relationship with Spike, possessed the gift of foresight. Warren Mears, Adam Bush, got along well with Wells and Levinson, with whom they wanted to destroy Buffy, for which they organized the Villainous Trio. Can pretend well and is capable of extreme cruelty. Has a high level of intelligence and is good at technology. Harmony Kendall, Mercedes McNabb, is a former Sunnydale High School student who turned vampire and zealously stood up for their rights to safely coexist in the human world. She worries about her social status and is distinguished by her entrepreneurial spirit. Jenny Callender was a member of the Sunnydale High School faculty, where she taught students about information technology. She is very talented in her specialty and is able to create unique programs and has a good knowledge of the occult, played by Rabia Scott. Ben, Charlie Weber, is one of the staff members at Sunnydale Memorial, where he interned. He can help advise, support, and show concern for others, but at the same time he began to change because of his merger with Glory, which eventually led to his demise. Mayor Richard Wilkins stood for a long period at the head of Sunnydale and was the husband of Edna May. He possessed witchcraft powers and, despite his dealings with demons, was quite good-natured. Richard is noted for his utmost purity, played by Harry Groner. Principal Robin Wood was head of Sunnydale High School for some time and was also a vampire slayer. He's a fairly balanced man, had a strategic mindset and possesses excellent physical strength, wears an earring in his left ear. He was played by D.B. Woodside. Glory, Claire Cramer, is a godlike entity from the Hell Dimension who was exiled to Earth in the guise of a human woman. She has a rather seductive appearance, is ruthless, narcissistic, and possesses powerful abilities, such as sucking the sanity out of others. Kennedy had romantic feelings for Willow Rottenberg and was also one of Slayer. She has a fearless streak and is mostly used to speaking and acting as she sees fit, can be a bit selfish at times and had a great reaction time. She was portrayed by Eerie Lyman. Forrest Gates was on good terms with Riley Finn, with whom he served with the Initiative until became a biomechanical demonite. He's good at following orders, has a military attitude to many situations, and is determined. The role was played by Leonard Roberts. Amanda interacted well with the Scoobies and was also one of the Slayers. She's a pretty nice girl, though she has strange and somewhat violent tendencies. Amanda has a lean build and is tall, often walks with slightly pinned up hair, played by Sarah Hagen. Wesley Windham Price acted as an ally of the Buffy team and was affiliated with the agency Angel Investigations. He can be ruthless, but still not devoid of emotionality and can react quite sharply to some situations. The role is performed by Alexis Denisov. Larry Blaisdell, like Xander and Buffy, is a student at Sunnydale High School. He leads a sporty lifestyle, but also behaved somewhat mockingly towards some students, but was also able to change after recognizing his non-traditional orientation. Buffy Summers is Dawn's sister and the Slayer. She has good leadership skills and has a rather strong personality and will not let herself be hurt. Buffy is used to following established agreements and can compromise. The role was played by Sarah Michelle Gellar. Jinx. He is one of the demons that serve Glorificus. He performs various kinds of tasks, and sometimes he gets from the misdeeds of other demons, especially Glory. Jinx has a sparse hair and large pointed ears. He was played by Troy Blandel. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.